Welcome to another episode of the Real Estate Podcast with me, Nico James-Bock, a broker with Royal LePage Signature in downtown Toronto. In today's episode, I want to talk about fraud for shelter and for profit. So these are 8 ways to prevent mortgage and title fraud. Mortgage and title fraud has been in the news recently with news that an individual who had been away from her property for several months came to find out that the property had been sold right from under her. So what is title fraud? Title fraud is when fraudsters use stolen identities or forged documents to illegally get their hands on your title. They can remortgage your home and walk away with the proceeds, leaving you with the payments, or they can sell your home right out from under you. When you're a victim of title fraud, you can't secure a mortgage, leverage the equity in your home, or sell the property. And although title insurance can't prevent you from becoming a victim of fraud, it will protect you from many of its consequences by covering legal expenses incurred to defend and restore your title. So what is mortgage fraud? Mortgage fraud is a deliberate misrepresentation of information to obtain mortgage financing that would not have been granted if the financial truth had been known. So an individual misrepresents personal information to qualify for a mortgage. Example, an individual could create fake pay stubs or bank statements that they then present to a financial mortgage broker or financial institution. So misstating your work position, your income, or the length of time you've held your job, stating you're a full-time salaried employee if you're not. Another example, misrepresenting the amount or source of your down payment. Claiming a rented property is owner-occupied. Not disclosing other mortgages or debts. Omitting information to inflate the value of the property. Adding purchasers' names on the mortgage application who do not intend to take responsibility for the mortgage. Acting as or using a straw buyer. A straw buyer is a person whose good credit is used to get a mortgage for someone else. So what are the ways to prevent yourself from falling victim to mortgage or title fraud? Number 1, use a password manager. You have to remember only one password, which grants you access to the password manager, but the password manager creates different passwords for all of your accounts, your bank accounts, social network accounts, a travel site, and you have to remember to change the password regularly. Usually yearly should be sufficient. Number 2, don't sign papers until you understand them. If necessary, seek legal advice or have them translated. Number 3, always know who you're doing business with. Deal with licensed or accredited lawyers, mortgage, and real estate professionals. Number 4, don't add your name to another person's credit or mortgage application unless you plan to make payments on it. Number 5, get independent advice from a lawyer, accountant, or financial advisor. Talk to them about title insurance or alternative methods of protection. Number 6, always know who you're doing business with. Deal with licensed or accredited lawyers, mortgage, and real estate professionals, and make sure they have a presence online. Make sure you can find them, that they have some kind of a professional presence online. Number 7, before you buy a property, do your due diligence during the conditional period. That is, get its sales history through the land titles office, consider having it inspected, and when making the deposit, be sure it is held in trust by the seller's realty company or a lawyer. The lawyer, by the way, is the second line of defense, real estate professionals being the first line of defense against mortgage fraud. And never give a deposit directly to the seller. Before closing, your lawyer will do a title search to see if anyone other than the seller has a financial interest in the property, or if there are any outstanding liens or tax arrears. Number 8, and possibly one of the most important ways to prevent yourself from falling victim to mortgage or title fraud. If you will be away from your home, your property, for more than 3 weeks, generally, A, have the mail held or forwarded to an alternate address. B, have a trusted individual check on your property, turn on lights, water the plants, and most importantly, remove the accumulation of junk mail from your mailbox, even from the communal mailboxes in subdivisions, or just from the general front door if you're in a freehold property or common elements condo. FINTRAC, the Financial Transactions and Report Analysis Center of Canada, is Canada's financial intelligence unit. Okay, its mandate is to facilitate the detection, prevention, and deterrence of money laundering and the financing of terrorist activities, while ensuring the protection of personal information under its control. All realtors are obligated to satisfy the requirements under FINTRAC. We now have a new piece of software or an app, basically. It's called FinTracker, which now reads the barcode on driver's licenses and passports. Before, all we had to do was look at a person's driver's license and record the information manually on a FinTrack document. That's no longer acceptable. We now have an app that we use to read the information directly from the source document. So if the source document is counterfeit, if it's fake, then we'll know immediately because the information won't be able to be read by FinTracker. So that's it for today's episode. Leave me your comments if you have been, if you've fallen victim to this type of fraud, or if you'd like other ways to prevent yourself from falling victim to fraud. You can always reach out to me through my various social channels, Facebook business page, Instagram, as well as through LinkedIn and Twitter. Once again, my name is Nico James-Bock. I'm a realtor with Royal LePage Signature Realty in downtown Toronto. My phone number and my website is at the end of this recording. The audio version is also available through the various podcast services, Apple Podcasts, Audible, and Google Podcasts. Okay, that's it for now. Enjoy the rest of your day. Ciao.